Alright, you guys, so I wanted to share with you the reasons why I decided to go to graduate school. I came from a background where no one in my family went to graduate school besides my aunt. But in my immediate family, no one went to graduate school, so I was the first to go. The reason why I wanted to go to graduate school is actually quite interesting. I originally just had my bachelor's degree. And my first degree is actually in science composite with an emphasis in geology. I know, you're probably like, geology? Stacy, geology? Yes, I love rocks, I love volcanoes, I love earthquakes, I love the earth as a whole. I think it looks beautiful. But there's not that many jobs in that. I was a teacher for a little bit, but I realized I couldn't necessarily advance in that environment in my love. So I went to school for nutrition. I actually love nutrition as well, and I got a degree in nutrition. And as I was in school for nutrition, I realized that I actually loved what I was learning. And there were certain things that I did not have a chance to learn in my undergrad that they had classes for in my graduate. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and get my master's degree. And I saw other people who got their master's degree, and it was an encouragement to me to see those other people get their master's degree, because they didn't necessarily come across as someone that would get their master's degree or even get their doctoral degree. So to see someone else go through it, I was like, okay, I think I can do that. You know, they're able to get their degree, and you know, if they can do it, I know I can do it. You know, there's some people who I just look at them and I'm like, okay, I'm smarter than them. And not to sound cocky or anything like that, but I really realized, like, just talking to them, I'm smarter than they are. And if they can get their PhD, then I can get my PhD if I really wanted to. So I know that was kind of when I first realized if I wanted to do it, I can. I am smart enough to do it. And then I also had the desire to learn the material. There's still classes that I'm super excited to take. There's so much stuff in the nutrition world that I still want to learn. I feel like I don't know enough. So for me, it makes sense for me to get my graduate degree because I need to further my education more. There's more things that I need to learn in my particular field. Another reason why is because I know I'm smart, and as a colored woman, I feel a sense of obligation of breaking that stereotype that women of color aren't smart and they can't get degrees. So I kind of feel a sense of responsibility in order to get my degree and help break those statistics of how many people of color get a higher level degree. Being that I am interested in my topic and I am highly dedicated in the schooling, I feel a higher sense of responsibility of getting a higher degree to help break those statistics. Another reason why I chose to go is because I love to challenge myself. I don't care what anyone around me says. I don't care what my parents say, my family, friends, whatever they say. You know, I had people tell me that I'm slow. I had people tell me that my reading was slow, that my comprehension was slow. But I knew what I wanted to do and I didn't care. And, you know, I love to challenge myself in every little thing that I do. And that's part of the reason why I went to graduate school, to challenge myself even further. It was a challenge for me. It was like a competition against myself to get better. So that's, for me, that was part of the reason why I decided to go to graduate school. So overall, I feel that graduate school can be very beneficial. I know a lot of people look down on it because they feel that it takes a long time and it costs a lot of money. But graduate school is actually a very, very, very beneficial thing to go through. I know for myself, I got my first bachelor's degree and I went into the work world. The reason why I didn't go on to graduate school is because I was tired of studying and I was just exhausted. And then I got into the work world and I discovered that I was just as tired, just as exhausted in the work world as I was in school. I was just as busy. You keep yourself busy. Whether you are studying or working, you stay busy. So whether you're in school or not, you're going to stay busy if you're one of those type of people who are driven to keep their time occupied and try to better themselves. And so when I realized I was spending just as much time working as I was going to school, I decided why not go to school and actually further myself and get better. So that was part of the reason why I went back to school, because I realized that I thought I was going to have a break, but I didn't have a break. Going to graduate school is a lot different from undergrad. In undergrad, you take classes that you need to take, that you have to take in order to graduate. And just like going from high school to undergrad, there is a transition and you develop your mind and you're able to think for yourself. Well, the same type of thing happens when you go from your undergrad to graduate. You get to develop your mind even more. Your thinking processes are developed even more than when you were in undergrad. You're able to think more clearly, more analytically. You are able to express yourself more concisely because you have to do so many papers. So you learn how to express yourself even better. And overall, just your mind as a whole improves. It's very healthy for your mind to be thinking and to constantly trying to challenge yourself. It's very important for your mental health. People who are not constantly learning, who are not challenging their mind, when they get older, they're going to have problems. You know, even those people who challenge themselves, they have some problems with their mental state when they're older. But by practicing it more regularly, you'll be less likely of having those problems. Another thing that graduate school has helped me as opposed to undergrad is helped me analyze things more clearly, not just necessarily in the textbook sense, but in life in general. It has allowed me to grow in wisdom and knowledge and in the capability of making proper decisions, how to talk to people properly, and it has pushed me beyond my limits in terms of what I'm capable of doing. I think one of the biggest things that holds people back is fear. They're afraid of graduate school. Maybe they've gone through undergrad and, maybe it was a big party for them and they barely made it through, or, whatever the case may be. But the idea of graduate school and writing a thesis and doing research or whatever the case may be is kind of daunting for some people. They don't know what to do, they're afraid. And just the idea of doing something different scares them. And they decide they don't want to go to graduate school just because they don't know what's in store with going to graduate school. Well, I will have a video coming up about doing a thesis. I know for myself, I come from a home where no one went to graduate school, no one knew anything about the thesis, how to do research, and so that's something that I had to learn on my own. There weren't any YouTubes that I could look up. There was nothing. I literally searched because I did not know whether I should go forward with doing research or not because no one was there to tell me. So I know that can be a fear. But let me tell you, you don't necessarily have to do a thesis to get a master's degree. There are other ways of getting a master's degree. There are coursework options. There are online degrees. There's paper options where you can do a paper itself and not necessarily do research. You just have to do research and figure out what program works best for you, whether you do want to do a thesis or not. And if you are trying to get your PhD, you do have to do a thesis. So you definitely want to not go the other route and waste your time and just go ahead and do the thesis if that is something that you think possibly you will go and do. You definitely want to keep that door open. If you know without a shadow of a doubt you don't want to get your PhD, then yeah, do the coursework option or the writing of the paper or whatever the case may be for your program. But if you do think that there is even a slightest possibility that you want to get your PhD, then just go ahead and do the thesis. And like I said, I'll have a future video on that. And to be honest with you, a thesis is not that hard. I think coursework option is harder because you have to study for tests and you have to go to class and, you know, but, you know, it's up to you. Everyone's a little bit different. You might not like doing research. But like I said, I'm the type of person, I'm just going to go ahead and do what I like to challenge myself. I don't take no as an answer. If I really want to do something, I'm going to do it and I will find a means for it to happen. That's what I do for my whole life in terms of what I want to accomplish. And so there's things that I want to accomplish in my life, whether it's school or with my job, career. If I really want it, I'm going to find a way to make it work. And I think that going to graduate school has helped me develop my mindset on that I can achieve whatever I put my mind to. If I really want it, you can have it. If you really want that master's degree, you will get it. If you really want that PhD, you will get it because you will work hard and you will work your butt off until you get it. No is not an answer. Alright, you guys, thank you for watching. I hope that this was helpful, hearing my story on why I decided to go to graduate school. You definitely want to leave the doors open in your life. I definitely feel that there's a lot of misconceptions about graduate school. There's a lot of people going out there stating that it's not good to go to graduate school and that it's not needed. But I will say, being someone that's been through it, I don't see how I would have been able to develop my mind the way I have without going to graduate school. Now, I might have been able to develop my mind in a different way if I didn't go to graduate school, but I'm very, very grateful for the experience that I've been through. Yes, it was hard. Yes, it was challenging, but it is doable. And don't let anyone tell you that you have to finish it within a certain period of time or anything like that. I went to school, I started off, I went full-time, and I was working, and it was too much for me. So I decided to go part-time, and that worked for me. And I might have finished a lot longer than the other people who started and went full-time. But for me, I knew that I needed to take my time. I did not want to take out loans. I wanted to pay through schooling on my own. And so I took my time going through. You don't have to rush. I don't know why we feel like we have to graduate by a certain time, we have to start a career by a certain time. It doesn't matter what time you start it. Whether you are working in your career or you're in school, you should be just bettering yourself. So I just want to challenge you in that. Don't compare yourself to other people and looking at how fast they get through school and how far along they are in their world. Because you have your own journey, you have your own path, and just as long as you're happy and you're enjoying your process that you're going through, then it's all fine. You don't need to compare yourself to other people. If you guys like this video and you want to see more like it, give it a thumbs up and remember to subscribe down at the bottom. And if you have any questions or concerns concerning graduate school and the process of getting in or writing a thesis or anything like that, leave comments down below. I promise to do videos in the future about the whole thesis process. I'm not sure if it's similar for every single school, but it should be relatively similar, the process itself. So I will have a video up on that. And I'm also going to have a video up for all my peoples out there who are deciding, should I just go to college? Maybe not graduate school, but college itself. So I'll have a video on that in the future as well. Alright, you guys, I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!